Motion. Hello friends, we will start with the second topic, that is motion. The definition of the motion is: an object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surrounding in a given time. In simple terms, any product which have a movement to it in a particular time can be termed as a motion. You know that all the living things show certain amount of motion, whereas all the non-living things have a motion to it, only certain amount of force is applied on it. For example, a book doesn't move, but if we apply force to it and try to push the book, there would be a movement. So I guess you have understood a bit about motion. Motion is always observed and measured with respect to the point of reference. We will discuss about this with the help of an image. So friends, the motion is always relative. It means that it changes with reference to the observer. For example, there are three people in the image. One is having a dog with him, and the other one is in the pink t-shirt, and there is a woman standing in the apartment. So if I ask a question, on which side the woman is standing, on which side the apartment is? So for the person who is walking with the dog, the apartment is on his left side, and the person who is wearing a pink t-shirt, the apartment is on the right side. So this is how the meaning of the motion differs with preference to the observing person. This is one more example in order to show that how the motion is relative. For example, the person standing on the A point of the globe, you all know that globe is round, circular, and a person standing on the point A, he says that he is on the top side of the earth, he is on the upper side of the earth. And with respect to the person D, he thinks that he is on the upper side of the earth. And with respect to the C, same applies to C on B also. All of them think that they are on the upper side of the earth. Hello friends, with the help of this image, we can understand about the motion a bit more. So in the first image, two people are standing. One is Srinu and the other one is Somesh. Srinu is asking certain questions to Somesh. The first question is by Srinu is, what is the state of the tree? You can observe that there is a tree in the image, and the Somesh answers to it that the tree is at rest, it is not moving. The second question is, what is the state of the car and the passenger sitting in it? So Somesh answered that the passengers and the car is moving to the east. So even the car is moving along with the passengers and the driver in it. So there is a movement, right? In a particular moment of time, there is a movement of the object car as well as the passengers. So both of them are termed as motion, as they are moving. In the second image, you can see that the question is asked by the driver and the passengers are asking. So driver is asking, what is the state of the tree? And the passengers are answering, right? The tree is moving to the west. As the car is moving to the east, it can be seen that as if the tree is moving to the west. It's just the observation. In reality, the tree doesn't move, but it's the observation of the passenger. And the second question is, what is the state of the two people? Even with respect to the two people, they are also moving to the west. And the third question is, what is the state of the people sitting in the car? And the passengers are saying that their state is they are at rest, as they are not moving in the car. According to their observation, they are at rest. And in the fourth case, what is the state of the car? As the car is having a movement, so it is in a motion and it is moving towards east. Hello friends, we will discuss about what the difference between a distance and displacement. To understand this, take a ball and throw it in the air, and the ball will form a certain angle, right? So in this particular image, the person is standing at the point A and the ball has landed at the point B. So the path of the ball is being given in this particular diagram as in a form of a curve which is S. So when a person throws the ball, it forms an angle of curve, right? As the ball will move straight into the sky and after a certain time it falls down, so it forms a curved path. But what is the displacement of the ball from the point A? So it's very simple. The distance is the curved line from A to B. In order to travel from A to B, the ball has chosen a curved line, right? Curved path. So this is the distance. The curved line is the distance, whereas the displacement is the straight line from A to B is the displacement. It doesn't have nothing to do with the distance covered by the ball. Generally, displacement can be known by joining the starting point and the ending point. So the displacement is shown in the form of a V, which is vector and which is always in a straight line. Hello friends, look at the image. With the help of the image, we can understand that distance and displacement. Think that there are two images in it. Think that this is the path which is chosen by a person in order to reach the point B from point A. So this is the distance being covered by the person from point A to point B is the distance covered by a person, because he has actually walked and traveled in this particular path. Whereas the displacement of both these images can be made by joining the point A and point B. So with respect to first image, if we join the point A and point B, it forms a triangle, right? And the displacement usually is a bit lesser than the distance, we can say that. And with respect to the point B, we should draw a line from point A to point B. The person has actually traveled in a curved path, so the distance would be more and the displacement would be less. But in certain circumstances, the distance and displacement would be same. Can you name it? If a person travels in a straight line, in a single line, and in a particular direction, both the distance and displacement would be similar. Look at the image, friends. It is the distance being traveled by a person from point A to point B. He has chosen a curved path, so the curved path forms the distance, whereas the displacement is a straight line. So the distance is always measured in scalar quantity and displacement in vector quantity. In this image, a person has traveled with the help of a train from point A, which is Hyderabad, to Visakhapatnam, point B. So the train has took a curved path and reached Visakhapatnam. Think that the distance traveled is the blue line, right? So how can you make the displacement? By joining Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam, you can make a displacement line. Okay. So now we will discuss about the distance which is in the blue line. So the distance traveled by the train from Hyderabad to Visakhapatnam is 700 kilometers and the time taken for it is 10 hours. remember this thing. With the help of this, we will try to solve the speed and velocity problem of speed and velocity with respect to this image. So the distance traveled is 700 kilometers and the time taken is 10 hours. And the straight line, if we join this, we will make a straight line which is the displacement from Hyderabad to Vishakhapatnam. It comes to around 400 kilometers. If you travel in a straight line, it would be just 400 kilometers. Now we will solve what is the speed and what is the velocity with respect to this particular image. Hello friends, now we will discuss about the basic difference between speed and velocity. Speed is a scalar quantity that signifies only the magnitude of the rate of change of an object's movement, whereas the velocity is a vector quantity that signifies the magnitude of the rate of change of position and also the direction of the object. For example, in simple words, I'll tell you, the car is moving towards the north with a speed of 25 meters per second. So the speed is given by 25 meters by second, whereas the velocity is being given along with the direction north to it. As the car is moving towards the north, the velocity is given as 25 meters per second north. So if the direction is also given along with the speed, it is known as, it can be termed as velocity. Hello friends, look at the formula of speed and velocity. The formula for speed is distance by time and the formula for velocity is displacement by time. The displacement is denoted by capital S. So the time is same for both speed and velocity. Coming back to the example which we have discussed just now, with respect to a train traveling from Hyderabad to Vishakhapatnam, the distance being travelled is 700 kilometers in 10 hours. So the speed of the train is 700 by 10, which is equal to 70 kilometers per hour, and the velocity of the train would be, generally displacement, as we have discussed, from Hyderabad to Vishakhapatnam we have drawn a single line and the displacement is 400 kilometers. So the velocity is 400 divided by 10, it would be 40 kilometers per hour. Along with the 40 kilometers per hour, we should also mention one more thing, that is the direction of the train. So it is moving towards the north, it is in between north and east. You can look at the image once again. The point B with respect to point A is towards the north as well as east. It is upper side, right? Vishakhapatnam is on the top and a bit towards the east. So the train is moving northeast. So velocity is mentioned as 40 kilometers per hour northeast. This image gives a better understanding about velocity. From point A to point B, a person travelled on a cycle and the distance is the curved path, which is the dotted line from point A to point B, and the displacement is from A to B. It's in a straight line. So velocity is the speed which is from point A to point B along with the direction. The point B is on the east side of point A, right? So velocity is speed plus the direction, which is the eastern side. So friends, we will discuss about the acceleration now. Any change in the velocity with respect to speed or else direction or else both of them can be termed as acceleration. If there is a certain change in the speed of a vehicle, it can be acceleration. For example, if the speed of the car is at 20 kilometers per hour and it suddenly increases its speed to 40 kilometers, it can be termed as acceleration. Even if the car reduces its speed, even then it is termed as acceleration. Or else, if a car changes its direction from north to east, even that is known as acceleration. One more example of acceleration in our daily life is, if we are traveling in a bus, when the driver presses the accelerator, the passenger sitting in the bus experiences acceleration. Our bodies press against the seats due to acceleration. The formula for acceleration can be given as v minus u by t, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and the t is the time taken. Hello friends, we will try to solve an acceleration problem. So a train changes its speed from 30 km per hour to 80 km per hour in a duration of 2 hours. So what is the acceleration? Acceleration, as we know that, is v minus u by t, wherein v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and the t is the time taken. Some people also write the formula as vf, which is the final velocity, minus v0 is the initial velocity by time taken. So with respect to this particular problem, 80 km per hour is the final velocity, whereas 30 km per hour is the initial velocity. So 80 minus 30 by 2 is the time taken, 2 hours is the time taken, which comes to 25 km per hour. So the acceleration is 25 km per hour. Sometimes the acceleration would be given in meters per second, so don't get confused friends. If the units is been given in meters per second, you should write the same. Hello friends, we will now try to understand about uniform motion. In this image, we can observe that there is a small table in here. It shows a cyclist moving in a straight line on a straight road by covering equal distance in equal time. For example, in the first second, he has travelled 4 meters. In 2 seconds, he has travelled 8 meters. So the distance has increased with 4 meters. In 3 seconds, he has travelled 12 meters. So per second, he is travelling 4 meters. So the distance and the time is uniform, right? So it is known as a uniform motion. Non-uniform motion can be understood with the help of the image being given here. There is an inclined plane wherein the ball is moving in a downward direction, and on the plane the time taken by the ball is also been given to travel downwards. So from t0 to t1 seconds, the ball covers a little distance, and in the second, that is from t1 to t2, the distance has increased, and in the third second, from t2 to t3, the distance has further increased. So it shows that in each second the speed of the ball is increasing, as well as because of the speed, the distance covered by the ball is also increasing. This shows us non-uniform motion. Hello friends, we will now understand about non-uniform motion. If during the motion of an object its velocity changes, it can be termed as non-uniform motion. For example, a cyclist moving on a straight line, you can look into the table. In the first second, he has travelled 1 meter. In the second second, he has travelled 4 meters. So there is a change in the distance in the second second. In the third second, he has travelled 9 meters. And in the fourth second, he has travelled up to 16 meters. So with every second, there is a change in the distance because of the change in the velocity. And this is known as non-uniform motion.